to discounting of notes receivable. Ano? So for number 2, anong hinihingi? What amount was initially received from the factoring of accounts receivable, and then what total amount should be recognized initially as loss on factoring? Ayan. So, an entity factored 5 million of AR, control was surrendered by the entity. The transaction met the criteria of to be accounted for as sale but subject to recourse for non-payment. So the fair value of the recourse obligation is 100,000. The finance company assessed a fee of 5% and retained a holdback equal to 10% of the accounts receivable. In addition, the finance company charged 12% computed on a weighted average time to maturity of the AR for 30 days. So, ayun, entry natin. So, anong entry po? Debit cash, magkano matatanggap niya? So, bawas muna natin lahat ng naging deduction. So, first would be the service fees. Magkano daw po ang service fees? So, the service fees was 5%, di ba, nung binenta natin. So, 5% multiplied by 5 million pesos. So, magkano service fee? 250,000. Nasundan yon? Okay. And then, ano pa? Okay, nag-charge rin ng, nag-withhold ng factor's holdback, due from, factor. So, ilang percent po? 10% multiplied by 5 million pa din. So, magkano yan? 500,000. So, receivable yun. Ano? Okay. And then, nag-charge rin ng interest. Ano? So, debit tayo ng interest expense. So, magkano po ang magiging interest expense natin? So, magkano ang ibinenta? So, 5 million. Magkano i-charge? Ilang percent? So, ilang percent po? 12%. Ano? Computed on average time, weighted average time to maturity. So, if that's the case, ano po ang gagawin natin? So, ang gamitin mo would be actual number of days in a year. So, kung wala yung weighted average time to maturity, ano lang yan, 30 over 360. Pero because of the weighted average time to maturity, actual number of days ka. So, 365. Nasundan po ba? Okay. So, magkano ang interest expense? 49,315. Yan. So, 49,315. Okay yon? And then, credit tayo ng AR. So, magkano po yung AR? 5 million pesos. So, kung hindi ka nag-entry, ibawas mo lang tong mga to for the proceeds, right? So, magkano po ang magiging proceeds? 4 million. Magkano? 4,200,685. Nasundan yon. So, this would be the proceeds. Ayan. Tas dahil may recourse obligation, another entry will be made. No? So, ano po yung isa pa niyang journal entry? Debit. Okay, debit, loss on recourse obligation. Okay, magkano po? 100,000. And then credit, liability on recourse obligation. So, magkano? 100,000. Nasundan yon? Nakuha po ba? Okay, so ano yung pangalawang hinihingi? What total amount should be recognized initially as loss on factoring? So, ano yung mga loss, mga expenses dyan? So, or losses, service fees, yung interest expense, and then of course, yung loss on recourse obligation. Kaya lang, yung loss on recourse obligation, pag nakolekta, pwede namang i-reverse later on. Nasundan yan. Okay, so ang magiging sagot po natin, magkano? Okay, so total loss, 250 plus 49,315, and then yung recourse obligation, loss on recourse obligation na 100,000. So, magkano po ang sagot natin? 399,315. Okay? So, 399,315. So, answer po is letter D, delta. Paano kapag ka nagbayad? Pag nagbayad yung customer, so debit, liab on recourse obligation, credit, gain on recourse obligation, or kung same accounting period, i-recognize mo lang yung loss. Nasusundan po ba? Tapos, kukolektahin natin yung due from factor. So, debit cash, credit due from factor. Gets po ba? Next, paano kung hindi nagbayad? Babayaran mo yung liability on recourse obligation. Entry, debit, liab, credit cash. Magkano? 100,000. And then, kukolektahin mo pa rin yung due from factor na 500,000. Tapos si borrower ay si factor, siya pa rin yung maghahabol kay borrower or kay customer. Nasusundan yon. So, out na tayo doon kasi nasurrender mo rin naman yung control by recourse obligation lang. Did you get that? Nakuha po ba si factoring? Okay? Sige. Next po. Next natin is discounting of notes. Di ba? Ito kasi receivable financing. So, ang i-discount natin is the notes receivable. Yan. So, paano po mag-discount ng notes receivable? So, pwede siyang gawin ng without recourse. Ayan. Or with recourse. So, pagka without recourse, absolute sale lang po ito ng receivable, ng notes receivable. Okay? So, ayun. So, ang proforma journal entry mo pag without recourse, debit cash for the proceeds. O, eto, mako-compute ang cash proceeds mo. No? Tapos, anong mawawala sa'yo? Okay, mawawala sa atin yung notes receivable, i-recognize mo yan. And then, of course, i-recognize mo na yung interest income na kinita mo. O, tas the balancing figure would be loss on discounting. Ayan. So, loss on notes receivable, discounting. So, ganyan yung proforma entry. Nasusundan ako dyan. So, yan po ang proforma journal entry natin dyan. Nasundan? Okay, so, paano po i-determine yung mga items? So, unahin po natin yung cash proceeds. The cash proceeds, okay, the proceeds would be equal to, so, maturity value, so mathematically calculated lang siya, no? Maturity value minus discount. Okay, so paano po mag-compute ng maturity value? Maturity value would be equal to principal plus interest, o yung interest for the entire term. Take note of that, ha? So, kung entire term, parang kung 9 months yung term ng notes, edi 9 months, gano'n lang. Next, ano pa? Discount. Paano po mag-compute ng discount? Okay, so discount would be equal to maturity value. Ingatan mo na lang kasi minsan principal yung namumultiply dyan. Ano? So, maturity value multiplied by discount rate. Normally, generally speaking, commonly, mas mataas siya than the interest rate. Kasi nga, binibenta natin in advance dun sa financial institution para kumita rin yung financial institution. Okay, so multiplied by discount rate, multiplied by time. Ano yung time dito? Yung unexpired po, yung hindi pa naglalapse. Ayan. So, kasi yun yung ma-earn nung financial institution. Nasusundan po ba? Okay, next. So, eto, alam mo na, di ba? Maturity value minus discount, that would be the proceeds. And then, yung loss on discounting, siya po yung magsiserve as balancing figure. Yung notes receivable, kung magkano yung pinadiscount mo. Interest income, kung magkano yung kinita mo. Paano po mag-compute ng interest income? So, interest income would be equal to, kung magkano, di ba? Principal, multiplied by interest rate, kung ilang percent talagang kinikita natin, multiplied by time. Yung time, ano po yan? Yung earned portion, di ba? Yung nag-expire na term. Nasusundan po ba? Kaya dapat yung sum nitong dalawa, equal lang dun sa entire term na gagamitin mo sa maturity value calculation. Nasusundan po yan. Nakuha po. Ayan. So, ganun, di ba? So, mathematically calculated lang siya. So, pagka absolute sale, ayun, i-recognize ka lang ng notes receivable. Okay, next. Paano naman kapag with recourse? Ang with recourse, pwede siyang i-classify into two. Pwedeng conditional sale, kasi nga, ano yung condition? Na in the event na hindi magbayad, ikaw yung seller company, yun yung magbabayad dun sa financial institution. Okay? Or pwede rin daw yung i-account na, secured borrowing. So, hindi talaga siya nagbebenta, nangungutang lang yan. Diba? So, ano po ang magiging difference? Diba? Kapag conditional sale or secured or kapag secured borrowing yan. So pagka conditional sale, paano po ang magiging proforma entry? Ang proforma entry niya, debit cash, debit loss on discounting, And then, instead of notes receivable na i-credit, ano pong i-credit niya? Ang i-credit niya is notes receivable discounted. So, anong element ito? Anong element yan? Okay, contra asset account po yan. Okay, contra asset. So, ang presentation niya, notes receivable less notes receivable discounted. Nagets yun? Okay, next. And then, interest income. So, yung mga amounts na naka-record doon sa without recourse mo, same amounts lang rin po. Okay, kung paano ka nag-determine dito, ganun lang rin dyan. So, saan lang sila nagkaiba? Yung sa account na ginamit. Yung isa, dire-recognize na yung notes receivable. Ito, dahil may recourse obligation pa, may secondary liability pa, anong ginawa niya? Hindi na dire-recognize yung notes, pero nag-create siya ng notes receivable discounted or nung contra asset account. So, in effect, nakatanggal pa rin, di ba? Kasi, yun nga lang, hindi siya, parang nakatanggal yung net impact, pero nandun pa rin sa libro yung notes receivable, yun nga lang, may contra asset na kasama. Nagigets mo yan? Okay, so, yeah, ganun si conditional. Okay, tapos kapag po nagbayad, okay, pagka nagbayad, anong entry niya? O, debit notes receivable discounted, okay, notes receivable discounted, and then credit notes receivable. O, ganyan na yung magiging entry niya. So, i-recognize na lang din. O, pag nagbayad, ha? So, what if hindi magbayad? Pakita natin in a short while. Okay? O, next, paano naman pag secured borrowing? O, di ba, anong concept niya? Nangungutang lang. So, ano po ang entry? O, debit cash. Debit, instead of loss on discounting, dahil nangungutang to, anong may incur niya? Interest, expense. And then, dahil borrowing yan, so magre-recognize siya ng liability on notes receivable discounted. Or on discounted notes, di ba? And then, credit, interest, income. Again, kung magkano yung mga amounts na naka-record dito, ayan, same pa din. Di ba? Yun nga lang, iba lang po yung account titles na ginagamit. Nasusundan ako? Okay, so, tapos paano kapag ka nagbayad? Ano ang magiging journal entry niya? Debit, liability, on notes receivable discounted, tapos credit notes receivable. So, i-recognize na kasi wala na siyang receivable talaga. Tapos wala nang utang. Nagets po ba yan? Okay, so, pag po silent yan, o karaniwan naman ng mga problems ngayon, sinasabi na kung conditional or secured borrowing. Pero pag po silent, mas preferred po ang conditional. Nasusundan yun. O pag silent, with or without recourse, ang presumption po, mas mas naglilin siya towards with recourse. Di parang pag silent, conditional po. Nasundan mo? Okay. So, what if hindi magbayad? Yun yung illustrate natin dun sa last problem. What if magbayad? Ayan. Ito naman yung sa next problem natin. Sige po, solve natin yung last two problems ng receivable financing so we can go to notes receivable, and impairment. So, number 3, an entity accepted from a customer in settlement of an account a 4 million 90-day 12% note dated August 31, 2019. On September 30, 2019, the entity discounted the note at 15% with recourse at the bank. The note was paid in full by the maker on maturity. So, the discounting is accounted for as a conditional sale with recognition of contingent liability. So, i-disclose na lang yung recourse obligation niya, no? Okay, so, or yung secondary liability niya. What amount was received, and then what is the loss on notes receivable discounting. O, sige, entryhan po natin. Okay, so, ano ang magiging journal entry niya? So, conditional yan. So, pro forma, debit cash, debit, loss on discounting, and then, notes receivable, discounted, o tapos interest, income. Nasundan po ba? Okay, so for the cash proceeds, ano po ang kailangan natin makompute? Maturity value. So how much is the maturity value? Okay, so maturity value, magkano po ang principal? 4 million pesos. And then, dagdag natin ng, interest. So how much would be the total interest to be received sana kung ang mag-mature ang notes? 4 million times 12% times ilang araw? 90 over 360. Nasundan po ba yun? So, how much is the maturity value? 4,120,000. Yan. So, 4,120,000. O, next. Ano po ang sumunod? Okay. O, discount. How much would be the discount? Discount is calculated by multiplying maturity value with the discount rate. Ilang percent po ang discount rate? 15%. O, multiplied by yung kikitain nung financial institution. So, 90-day yan. Inisyo ng August 31, pinadiscount mo ng September 30. So, ilan lang ang lumipas? 30. So, may hindi pa lumilipas na 60. So, 60 over 360. So, magkano po ang discount? Magkano po ito? 103,000. Nasusundan yun? So, magkano ang cash proceeds? Okay, magkano ang cash proceeds? So, 4,017,000. Diba? So, 4,017,000. So, answer for this one is letter A. Yan. So, cash ka, 4,017,000. Tapos, ano pa ang mga kaya nating identify? Yung notes receivable discounted. So, yung face lang yan. Magkano po? 4 million. And then, interest income. Magkano ang actual interest na kinita? Okay, so interest, 4 million multiplied by, ilang percent po yan? 12%, di ba? O, tas ilang araw lang ang kinita niya? 30 over 360. So, 4 million times 12% times 30 over 360. Magkano yan? 40,000. Yan. So, 40,000. O, tapos, balancing figure mo is yung loss on discounting. Or ang concept niya, ito yung total receivable mo. Tapos yun lang yung natanggap mo. So, lugi ka by how much? 23,000. So, yan yung loss on discounting natin. So, answer po is letter B. Bravo. Nasundan yan. O, tapos pagka nagbayad siya, di ba nagbayad yung customer, anong entry natin ng maturity date? Ang entry niya sa maturity date, debit, notes receivable discounted, okay, na 4 million, and then i-recognize mo na yung notes receivable na 4 million. Ganun lang. Diba? So, tapos wala na. Wala ka ng notes na naka-record. Nakuha? Nasundan po ba? O, yan. Next. O, problem number, so sa number 3, ang sagot po is alpha for number 1, and then bravo for number 2. On number 4, on April 1, 2019, an entity discounted with recourse a 9-month 10% note dated January 1, 2019 with face of 6 million. The bank discount rate is 12%. The discounting transaction is accounted for as a conditional sale with recognition of contingent liability. Okay, tas yung next na date, October 1 na, no? So, entryhan lang po muna natin. Anong magiging journal entries ng April 1? O, sige, iabang na natin yung pro forma mo. So, debit cash, debit, loss on, discounting, and then, notes receivable, discounted. Tapos po, interest, income. Okay lang? So, magkano po ang maturity value? So, maturity value would be equal to, magkano ang pinadiscount? Or, magkano yung face? 6 million plus interest. So, magkano ang interest? 6 million multiplied by, ilang percent? 10% multiplied by, ilang buwan? 9 over 12. So, magkano ang ating maturity value? So, maturity value is 6,450,000. Okay to? So, 6,450,000. And then, next, o discount, for the discount, 6,450 maturity value multiplied by, anong discount rate? 12%. O, ilang buwan ang hindi natin na-earn? So, inisyo ng January 1, pinadiscount mo ng April 1. So, ilang buwan lang ang lumipas? 3 months. So, ang di natin na-earn, 6 over 12. So, magkano po yan? Magkano po? 387. Okay, so 387. So, magkano ang Okay, magkano ang proceeds? 6,063,000. 6,063,000. So, entry, debit cash, 6,063,000. Okay? Notes receivable discounted, magkano po? 6 million. And then, interest income, magkano kikitain ng interest? So, for interest, dito ko isusulat, huwag malilito ha. 6 million times 10% times 3/12. Nakuha? So, 3 months lang yung lumipas. So, magkano po yan? 150. Total receivable mo, 6,150. Ang natanggap mo lang, 6,063. So, may loss ka na magkano? Okay, 87,000. So, 87,000. So, ano na ang mga na-address natin? So, amount received from note receivable discounting, 6,063. What amount should be recognized as loss on note receivable discounting? Sagot? 87,000. Okay na? Okay, next. So, anong hiningi? What is the total amount collected from customer on December 31? So, anong nangyari ng October 1? On October 1, the maker dishonored the note receivable. So, anong entry niya ng October 1? Ano pong entry ng October 1? Entry niya, debit. Okay, notes receivable discounted, and then credit notes receivable. So, magkano yan? 6 million. So, anong napansin mo? Ginawa ko rin yan nung nagbayad. Kasi kailangan mo i-recognize yung notes. Kasi, di ba, pag dishonor ang notes, saan mapupunta? AR, di ba? Nasusundan mo siya. So, mawawala at mawawala yung notes receivable. So, cancel out muna natin. And then, anong requirement sa atin? Bayaran mo yung ating financial institution. So, magkano ibabayad daw? So, bayaran natin ng maturity value. Magkano yung maturity value? 6,450 plus may protest fee na, na 50,000. So, magkano magiging total payment mo? 6,450,000 plus 50,000, so that would be 6.5. Nasundan yon. So, syempre, saan mo i-recognize? Debit AR, kasi kukolektay natin to from the maker, di ba? Debits AR, 6.5, and then credit cash, 6.5. Nasundan yan? Okay, next. Tapos, anong nangyari? December 31. December 31. The entity collected the dishonored note in full plus 12% annual interest on the total amount due. So, magkano ang makokolekta mo? So, debit cash, credit AR, di ba? 6.5. Tapos, meron kang interest income. So, magkano kikitain nating interest? Magkano bang utang na sa atin na? 6.5. 6.5, ilang percent daw? At 12%, tas ilang buwan ang lumipas from the time na nagbayad ka? 3 months, di ba? So, October 1 to December 31. So, 3/12. Nasundan yon. So, magkano po yan? 195. So, total collection, please. Magkano pong total collection? 6,695,000. Okay? So, answer for this one is letter C. Letter C. Okay na? Next. Number 4. Paano naman kung secured borrowing? So, anong sabi natin? Palitan mo lang to ng interest expense. Palitan mo lang to ng liability on notes receivable discounted. Okay na? So, ayun. So, pwede na natin i-address actually yung requirement. So, if the discounting is secured borrowing, what is included in the journal entry to record the transaction? So, debit interest expense of 87. Tama to? Yes. Credit liability for notes receivable discounted 6 million. Tama yan? Yes. Credit interest income of 150. Tama to? Yes. So, what's the correct answer? Delta. Nasundan? Tapos, kapag ka na-dishonor, debit ka ng layab dyan, credit ka ng notes receivable. And then the rest, same na po. Same. Nasundan? Nakuha? Okay, so yan po si discounting.